The kingdom of God is at hand. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. That's what we hear in today's gospel. So what does that mean? Well, I think it means a lot of things. Jesus is telling us that he is here and that the time is now. Jesus is saying, pay attention. It's all happening now, right here and right now. I've often thought about that line. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Well, to me, at hand means within reach. So I ask myself the question, what's always within reach of me? Well, what's sometimes within reach of me is my family, my friends, my loved ones. But what's always at hand? What's always within reach of me? I am. So with that logic, the kingdom of heaven is right here, right there, within you, within each and every one of you. Thomas Merton, a very famous Trappist monk, says, and I quote, "At the center of our being is a point of nothingness, which is untouched by sin and by illusion, a pure point of truth, a point or spark which belongs entirely to God, which is never at our disposal, from which God disposes of our lives, which is inaccessible to the fantasies of our own mind or the brutalities of our own will. This little point of nothingness and of absolute poverty is the pure glory of God in us. It is, so to speak, his name written in us as our poverty, as our indigence, as our dependence, as our son and daughtership. It is like a pure diamond blazing with the invisible light of heaven. It is in everybody. And if we could see it, we would see these billions of points of light coming together in the face and blaze of a sun that would make all the darkness and cruelty of life vanish completely. I have no program for seeing this. It's only a given. But the gate of heaven is everywhere. End quote. Pretty powerful. So, God is right here, right there. The kingdom of God is right here in our hearts. We don't have to go anywhere. It is within us, within all of us. God is in each of us, inside of our loved ones, inside those who may not agree with us, even inside those who cause us pain. God is in there. There's an old story about an abbot of a monastery, and this monastery was not in great shape. The monks weren't getting along, guys were leaving, and no one from the surrounding community was coming like they used to. The atmosphere was not good, and the abbot was at his wit's end in trying to fix it. Well, the abbot heard that there was a famous old rabbi that had a cabin nearby where he would go to pray. So the abbot decided to pay this famous holy man a visit and see if he could help him with his problem. The old abbot was greeted warmly by the old rabbi, and the two hit it off quite well. The abbot told the rabbi his concerns about his community and asked what the rabbi might recommend. And the rabbi said, "Gee, I'm sorry, I don't know how I could possibly help you." So the two holy men spent the afternoon talking and praying and sharing stories. And when it came time for the abbot to leave, the rabbi thanked him for coming and said how sorry he was that he couldn't help the abbot with his problem. And just as the abbot was leaving, the rabbi said, "Oh, one thing I can tell you is that regarding your community, the Messiah is one of you." With that, the abbot left. When the abbot got back to the monastery, the monks asked him how was the meeting with the rabbi. And the abbot told them that it was great, but that he couldn't help him with his problem of how to fix the monastery. But, the abbot continued, he said the strangest thing to me when I was leaving. He said that the Messiah was one of us. With that, the monks went to chapel, said their evening prayer, and off to their rooms to sleep. But each one of them kept thinking about what the rabbi had told the abbot. The Messiah is one of you. And they thought, and they thought, and they wondered, what if it was true? What if it was Brother Luke, or Father Louis, or Brother Leo? Or what if it was me? And a funny thing happened. From the very next morning, every one of them started treating each other totally differently. Kinder, more loving. And within a very short time, that monastery was completely turned around. Young people from the community were drawn to the monastery. There were picnics on the grounds, and many new members joined the monastery because of what they witnessed. Seeing how they treated each other, seeing their love for one another. So the kingdom of heaven is at hand, in us. In us is the pure glory of God. Another way of saying it, the Messiah is one of you. Mazel tov.